Happy Leo season, everyone. I hope you are as excited about this time of year as I am. I just love it. I love the power. I love the fierceness. I love the fire. Maybe that's because I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know. But this just seems to be a really powerful time, and that is a positive, powerful. It's a time of awakening. It's a time of growth. It's a time of stepping into our power and really just expanding our horizons. So if you want to learn more about that, I did just record a pick a card, pick a pile video, and it will be uploaded over on YouTube tonight. That one gets more into the Leo season energy and lets you pick whichever crystal you're drawn to, and to see, if that message resonates for you during Leo season. Now, in addition to Leo season starting today, we also have Venus retrograde, and that is lasting till September 3rd. And I do go into that a little bit in my YouTube video as well, but I just felt called to come on here and just do a quick check-in with you guys, and also talk a little bit about Venus retrograde specifically. Now, Venus is associated with, obviously, love and relationships, but it's really much broader than traditional romance. It can be friendships, it can be any relationships with family, friends, just our social circle, and even our relationship to money, so our job as well. So there's a lot that can happen during this time. And I just wanted to come on and share, for me, I really started noticing the energy coming in. It usually comes in for me a few days in advance. So it was, and I don't mean it comes in for me like I'm special. It's just I'm more sensitive to it. I get a heightened effect the first few days prior, right? Some people have it on the tail end. Some have it, just everybody's different. So it was really Thursday, I think, was when it started for me. And and that was just, today's Saturday. So it seems like a week ago, but Thursday, I had an experience. And then last night I had a dream, and, the common theme that I've noticed is nostalgia. That's the energy that's coming up for me already with this Venus retrograde. And it's, nostalgia. So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Nostalgia isn't necessarily a bad thing if, we just say, oh, I'm looking upon, reflecting on my past or past experiences and good times, and, you're happy about that and you're grateful for it. Where it can get a little bit, I think, out of balance is where nostalgia leads to longing and regret and focusing on the past, right? So I don't know if that's, what I'm supposed to be working through with this. The incident that came about Thursday, it's I've been feeling, I think I've talked about this, like kind of in between worlds now for a while, where it's just, and I think I did talk about this in one of my last videos. I don't know, everything's kind of a blur, where I talked about, wanting it to go back to, quote, the simpler times, when things didn't feel as heavy, or, we could just kind of keep engaging in our lower vibrational, maybe unhealthy patterns, but they were safe and they were familiar, and there was fun to it. There was some fun in being immature. And, in my case, I feel like finally having the younger, wilder years that I really didn't have when I was in high school and college, that, finally just like embracing that freedom, embracing my fire energy, my social energy. And so I was kind of reflecting on that versus, being in a hot yoga class, which is kind of like, my routine now, instead of going out and, and I still go out, obviously, I still go to concerts, I still, do fun things, but there's just this difference now that's hard to describe, where I don't have that carefree, lighthearted, it's kind of like this more regimented, like I've got to take care of myself, and, and it's like this this resonance, that I've talked about many times, where, old friends, old connections, old acquaintances, the more that you throw yourself into this spiritual journey and this work and this life, it becomes a life, and people, just don't resonate with you as much anymore because you are so focused inward and you're so focused on your growth and your healing. So it's hard to let go of those relationships and those experiences. So I think that's, the nostalgia. It's kind of like, gosh, it was just a few years ago I was out, drinking on a patio, and not that I don't go out and have fun and those types of things, but it just made me I was kind of just in this reflection mode, like missing those times, missing those people, missing those experiences. And, and I've had some of that nostalgia, just with knowing that maybe there were certain things that weren't healthy or in my highest and greatest good, but, just thinking, gosh, I miss that. And it's okay. And then the dream that I had last night was my what if guy from over 20 years ago, that I thought I had worked through that, and for him, and it's like pretty, I'd say, I don't know, quarterly maybe I have dreams about him. For a while it was like every month, and finally I addressed the situation and cleared some karma with that, and then it went away for a while. And so you think you've worked through these things, and then you have these dreams, and then you have these feelings, and we, even in this dream, we talked about nostalgia, like, of those times. And it's just like, you can't let that turn into a regret, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to reflect on that. It was a beautiful experience. And maybe I need to sit deeper with that. Like, what is it about him in that time? And what is it about the times that I was reflecting on Thursday that I was missing, or that I don't feel like my life has now, right? Because if you sit and you feel like you're missing something, it's like there's something inward maybe within you that, I'm trying to seek it externally, if that makes sense. Like, I'm having these longings or these thoughts of, oh, I want to go do that. Well, why am I not happy and fulfilled in what I'm doing now? Is there, where is that lacking? Is there something within me, that I need to work through? But the thing that, when I was really contemplating and kind of reflecting on it somewhat today, just kind of starting the process, because I'm like, okay, here's the theme. The theme for my Venus retrograde thus far is nostalgia. What really hit me was, if you sit and think, there's going to be a time, in the future, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, where the life that you're living right now, right here in this moment, right here today, you're going to feel nostalgic about in the future. And so looking at it that way, it's like, if I'm focusing on the nostalgia of the past, when there are moments right now happening where I'm going to be like, gosh, I wish I could go back to that. Wow, wasn't that a great time? What that experience with that person, whatever it was, be it family, my cat's getting on my nerves, for example, like just some of the stuff they do, they're like, they driving me nuts. And I think, my God, if I get annoyed, I'm like, 5 years from now, this, I might be giving anything to have this right now in this moment. So I think what it's shown for me is like, looking back at memories fondly, that's a beautiful thing, as long as you don't live there and live in the what if. And in the present, you've got to remember that this someday is going to be your what if, and I think it's like kind of reminding me to pull me back into the present and say, nostalgia is not a bad thing, but if you're nostalgic about something, you're not giving gratitude and joy for what it is you have right here, right now. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I wanted to just come on and share that. And actually, I'm feeling called. I have this Dragon Oracle card book deck that's sitting here. So I'm just going to pull this out out and see what message Spirit has. Oh my gosh, we got the fire dragon. I'm not even kidding. There's like the Kuan Yin pink dragon. We didn't get that. We got fire for Leo season. Of course we did. Let's see what it says. Burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul pathway. I love it. I mean, this is saying, you know, burns up the lower energies around you. So this is, the focusing on the past and the regret. That's a lower vibrational energy in some ways. If you're living there, if you're staying there, if you're hanging there, right? If you're stuck, this is like saying, all right, Leo season's coming in. This is like work with this energy. And I'm getting that, you know, even though we're not in a full moon, it doesn't matter. It might be very helpful right now to write out the things that you're feeling and burn it. Literally, like, use this fire dragon energy, burn up the lower energies around you, get out what you need to get out, purge, cry, whatever it is. But the fire mechanism is going to be a very, very helpful tool to do this. And I'm getting, you know, even, you know, for some of you, you know, dancing around a fire, songs about fire, maybe make a playlist and, you know, jam to that. But, you know, what I'm getting here is like there's like this heaviness in the air. And I think many of us have been feeling that, and burning it away. And even sage, burning sage is a very powerful tool as well. So, just know, guys, that you're not alone. And, you know, we do have, in addition to Venus, there are, I think, five or six planets total in retrograde. So there's a lot that's being stirred up right now. And just know it's always for our highest and greatest good. Even though it does feel heavy, it does feel, you know, there's a purpose to it. And we have to sit with it and honor it and grieve, you know, if we need to grieve. But ultimately, just, you know, you need to find the joy in the moments and the days that you have now. Even if there's dark times, there's going to be someone who's there for you. You know, a child smiling up at you, your pets, you know, someone loving you unconditionally, like a pet does. You know, some sort of experience that you can say, gosh, you know, that, yeah, I might not feel as happy as I was, you know, a year ago or whatever, and I wish I had this. But you got to start focusing on, all right, wow, I do have that, and that's really great. And the more you focus on the present and joy in that moment, and for the things you have, the more beautiful things that start coming in for you. So I hope that was helpful, guys. And again, watch for my YouTube video. It will be uploaded either tonight, or I may share the link tomorrow morning, depending on how long it takes to upload, but I will share it here. Until next time, take care.